Saw my dreams and you saw your face like go away. Hey yo, how are we doing? It's gonna be so awkward when I see this video and you guys are not hearing any music. Anyhow, so I just got back from a ride and I have so many things to talk about. Um, I'm glad that I can talk about something besides. Oh wait, oh, I'm not using my microphone right now. Doesn't matter, the microphone from the iPad is good enough. So, just got back from my ride, like I said. And in this week, a lot has happened that I wish I could have talked about previously, but I haven't. So, this video is going to be packed with a lot of cool things that happened throughout this week. So, one thing is that seemingly everybody at work now thinks I'm gay. First of all, I quit. Okay. I quit because, well, I mean, I was about to quit by the end of this month, but things got a little rough. Things got a little boring, to be honest. Like today, I woke up and said, I quit. I don't want to work anymore. So I'm no longer working there. And this is what happened. So obviously, when you're trying to get a new job, ideally, by the way, I got this job just because I wanted personal growth. I used to be a socially awkward person, and I think to a certain extent I sort of am still, but I went into this job just mainly trying to get that life experience, from the job, not money, not anything, just that. And I did get it. It was a call center, but I think it's time to part, and now I'm going to work at something that is related to English. I've been having two jobs for the last few months. I'm an English teacher, and I used to be a call center representative or something like that. I was selling stuff, so, but now it's gonna be fully English. Like everything I work as is gonna be for like related to English. I'm gonna be an interpreter and an English teacher. Which, talking about the English teaching, I'm gonna talk about it later. It's going sort of well. My first ever client in this agency that gets me clients has signed for his like 10 more classes, so I'm gonna work with him for like 30 classes by the end of this new cluster of classes that we're gonna have, I guess. So that means that I'm a decent teacher. I look like shit. Hold on, let me let me put my hat backwards, man, because otherwise I look really bad. I think I look bad either way. Anyhow, I just got back from my ride. Come on, bear with me. Thing is, let's get straight into it. Why do people think I'm gay at work now? This is what happened. When you're trying to get a new job, or when you're trying to quit your job, ideally you should look for a new one, right? That's exactly what I did. I was looking for a new job and I found this job as an interpreter. And since I still hadn't quit this job, I had to do a lot of the paperwork. It was all digital, but I had to do a lot of the paperwork at work. So that was like me trying to get data because I'm a stingy motherfucker. I don't pay data. So I was trying to get data from my friends' phones. So this is important. This is an important detail. And I would lie that I was gonna be in the bathroom, and in reality, I was gonna be, I don't know, like talking to someone from the other job, to sort of prepare everything for the practices and everything for the training, right? So this is what I did once. It went really well, no problem, no hiccups. But then the second time, this was the most important one. Why? Because it was when I was supposed to sign the contract digitally, and they gave me a deadline. They told me, you're gonna have to sign the contract. You have till like afternoon. You have till this afternoon, or else, well, it's not gonna be valid. So I was like, what? And I was really concerned. I was like, shit. I mean, I wasn't really concerned because, like I said, I was like implementing all of the stuff that I had learned previously. So I was kind of chill, and I asked for help from my friend. There's a friend who she had helped me the first time, right? She had given me her phone, and I had pretty much gone away and had this little small interview with a guy who was from the other new job that I hopefully will be getting because I haven't gotten a response back yet. But I was trying to do the same, but she actually missed the day that day, or well, skipped the day. So I had to ask help from my other friend, right? And this is what happened. He was willing to help me, and he did lend me his phone, and I went to the bathroom. As soon as I got a sale, I went to the bathroom and I stayed there for a few seconds, right? For a few minutes, probably around 10 to 8 minutes. And this is awkward because I was like just there chilling, and then I hear my friend coming in. He's a cool guy, by the way. I hear my friend coming in, and he's like, "Hey, are you done?" Because obviously I was taking too long, and he needs his phone, right? Even though we're working, some people check out their phones, you know. Maybe, oh yeah, he also gave me his password, right? So he was probably, very careful of me looking at some things through his phone or something, like, like anybody would. And my dumbass head said, "Hey, we might get caught, so might as well tell him to get in the cubicle with me." And I did so. And now thinking back at it, I am like, why didn't you just tell him, like, bro, like, I mean, no, why didn't you just think, like, oh, you know, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm gonna be doing some paperwork. Might as well go, like, I don't know, to a different floor and, get in that bathroom, or get to, like, the bathroom at the first level, so that you're literally away from everyone. But I am stupid. I didn't think of that back then. So I told him, I made my second mistake there. Get in the cubicle with me. I told him, come in. He was like, what? Just come in. And it obviously was a playful thing, right? I was like, just come in, bro. We're like gonna do this. And there was someone in the cubicle right next to that one cubicle, because there were only two cubicles in that bathroom, right? There was someone in that cubicle. And I am a careful person, right? But I was like, I don't think this could be anyone important, right? Because, there's my supervisor, who's my boss, and then there's my boss's boss, and then there's this other boss who's like pretty much the supervisor of the whole campaign and everything. And I think is like my boss's boss. My boss's boss, sort of, you know? And so we were chilling there in the bathroom. And I could hear the other person, in the other cubicle, sort of like, well, I mean, we weren't chilling actually. We were just talking and whispering. We were just trying to get it right. None of our phones were like they were glitching. I could not feel the the contract, right? So we were whispering, expecting the other person to just be another co-worker who doesn't know us and doesn't care. But then I tell him, bro, you know what? This shit is not gonna work. Just go out first. And as soon as it goes out, this is so weird too. Like I feel like, I mean, they were definitely out there like just listening to the whole conversation. As soon as they come out, as soon as he comes out, my boss's boss is like, I hear my boss's boss's voice say, what are you doing in the bathroom, in the cubicle with another, with another salesperson, I guess, I don't know, like sales representative. And he was like, come to my station right away. And whoever is inside it, come to my station too. Mind you, my boss's boss actually sort of liked me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I remember even in the practices, in the training, he sort of like treated me nicely. And all throughout my experience there, he was a nice person to me. I was never like I wasn't the best salesperson, even though that like my last day at work was like I left with 5 sales, sorry, which is decent for me at least. And I don't know, he was just like really nice to me, and he would say sometimes like he's my favorite, like he would call me his favorite or something like that. So he was a cool dude, and I liked him. So sort of like seeing him, because I had to come out, of course, and he was like, George, what the fuck? And I like I sat right in front of him. My friend was standing. He was like, what happened? I'm a man. I am very masculine. He started saying that. Those are not my words. Those are his words. He was like, I'm a man. I'm very masculine and shit. And I don't know what you guys are up to, but doing that at work, you guys have to have some respect. And I was like actually very like not prepared for that situation, even though like I said, I got this job just specifically because I wanted to learn how to deal with those situations. I was like very awkward. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, like it's not what you think. I was just trying to fill in some like my contract for my new job because I'm leaving soon. And he was like, well, I don't know if that's true, guys. Just go to your cubicles, because we also have cubicles, like sort of aisles. Just go to your computers and start selling whatever. He looked very let down by me. So, well, that happened. that's nice because, you know, it helps me to try to like detach myself from other people's opinion, even when I kind of like the other person, you know, and respected the other person. I knew I acted badly. And well, of course, he had to say that to my other supervisor. And mind you, I don't know if I've talked about my other supervisor in my other videos, and I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this has never heard of me ever again or ever in the past, so it doesn't matter. My supervisor is like the modification or like a current time pirate. Like, he looks like a pirate, he acts like a pirate, he has a huge scar on his head, or like on his face, right? And he does drugs. He literally is. Sometimes he's, I don't know if he's baked or what he does, but he's high at work. You know what I'm saying? And he's insufferable all around, even when he's not high. But I understand that that's his job, and you know that's what he does. Thing is that, of course, he had to tell them, and he was high that same day. His boss told them what had happened. So thing is that, of course, I got like 4 sales, I think, or 3 sales that day. So I was like telling him like, hey, yo, bye, I guess, you know, I'm leaving. And then as I'm leaving, he says like, hey, Joe, George. And he pulls me to this waiting room and starts talking to me and to my friend as well. He was like, oh, well, he first started talking to me. He was like, you know, Gio, Andy told me about the bathroom incident. And like, Andy thinks that you're gay and that you were doing things, or at least that you were kissing each other. And he did this. He was high, mind you. He was probably like this. I think you're a drug addict, Gio. That's what he said. Like, he literally like this. And like, Andy thinks you're gay. He thinks that you were doing unspeakable things in the bathroom. I think you're a drug addict. And I started laughing. I burst out laughing. I was like, yeah, I know it sounds bad. It probably looked bad either. Like it probably looked bad too. But I was just filling up a freaking contract, and he was helping me because I had his phone, because my phone was glitching, and that's pretty much it. And they obviously did not believe me. Next day, normal day, last day for the both of us. He left literally in lunchtime. I left obviously at the end of the shift, and he was joking around it. He was joking around about it, you know what I'm saying? And he actually like like all throughout the shift, he was making jokes about it, like saying like, you're gonna go to the bathroom, is Liam gonna come along or something like that, you know? My friend's called Liam, so he was like, is Liam gonna come along? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I was laughing because it was funny to me, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't that awkward at that point. Like, it was at first it was awkward, but then he was like, he's making jokes about it because, you know, it's obviously a joke. And then he said like, I'm the only one who knows it, it's so chill. So I was like, yeah, I know. So it was everything was chill, right? So he left right after, when he acknowledged his like my friend's absence. He was like, is Liam waiting for you in the bathroom? You know, just little jokes, right? But then I also left today. Today I quit, by the way, this morning. And there's this other girl who, like I said, helped me the first time to talk to the guy from the other job. And she was like, Gio, what the fuck? Why do you quit? Like, and I was like, I just felt bored. And I mean, there are like only 3 days left for the end of the month, so I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? I just take it easy these 3 days. She was like, yeah, I mean, there's some things being said around here at work. And I was like, oh God. So I was like, I imagine, I literally didn't want to ask her because I knew. She was like, something about a bathroom. And I was like, dude, what the hell? He did talk about it. So I told you, no, he was just making jokes about it, right? But then just before I went out for a ride, she was like, she called me, right? And she was like, yo, like, he's talking about something about a bathroom, something about you and Liam in the bathroom and touching each other. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. And I mean, like I said, this guy is insufferable. This guy is high. So he could say so many crazy things when he is, like, I guess he could say so many crazy things. He's just, like, even when he's not high, he's just a fucking asshole. I guess it's because I thought it was because it was his job, but I thought he wasn't gonna be able to, separate real life with like from his job. Obviously I sent him a message telling him thank you. Like I choose to like not continue working. Yesterday was my last day. Everything chill. But now he's talking shit about. I mean, not talking shit, but because I mean I don't mind people thinking I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy that he would make up things like they were touching each other. Like literally, the fact that they knew was because my boss's my boss's boss, right? Pretty much the head of the campaign was literally in the other cubicle. So he was hearing everything. We were talking about, dude, the contract, bro. This thing is not loading, bro. Like I'm gonna do it from your phone, bro. Like there was no like, okay, I'm not gonna say there was no clapping, there was no nothing, dude. There was no moaning. I wish. Just kidding. Thing is, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why everybody at work probably now thinks I'm gay because she said like, that's the rumor that's been going around. That's what she said. So I guess that's what's going on. I kind of like it because, like I said in my previous videos, the only reason why I got the job is just because I wanted to implement the things that I was learning, mainly Stoicism. Stoicism has helped me a lot. And this is mainly because like I used to be a really, really, really socially anxious person, dude. You have no fucking idea. And I was there selling to random people, talking to them, dealing with uncomfortable situations, and now dealing with my I wouldn't say tarnished reputation because again, I don't mind people thinking that I'm gay, even though I'm not gay. But being somebody who has never dealt with these situations, it's kind of nice, that I'm put here and that I know how to deal with them. I feel normal, I guess. I don't mind it. I feel like the people who have to like, who know me, will like not believe that, I guess. And those who don't know me probably will believe that, and I don't blame them because they don't know me. So that's it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about on this video. I just came back from a 30-minute ride. I did like 10 kilometers. That's nice. I've done more kilometers than that. Like I've rode way farther from home than that. But this was my first time using Strava. I think it's called Strava, right? I hope it is because otherwise I would look dumb. Either way, I hope you have a good day, I guess. Night, whatever.